Yeah, so Nelly telling me, he said Michael Jackson had an artist. He said, name him.
I can't even name him. Like, I don't even know. What is the answer? Do you know the answer?
I don't know the answer.
It's one of them games where, man, you just got to stay down. Like, you got to not have a plan B. You know what I'm saying? Grind. And, you know what I'm saying? Just stay focused, stay consistent. That's the most. If I would tell anybody anything, it's consistency.
Tell me one person you got in your life that's handing you $1 every time they see you. That's how you got to look at it. You got to scale down what it is and understand everyone's not going to beat Drake, but you could actually become an artist relevant enough without the world knowing who you are to generate a living for you and your family that you're going to be able to pass on to your kids when you die.
K100 Radio.
My biggest lesson, when I signed the Def Jam back in 2016, I got the Def Jam, I was thinking like, oh man, they finna do this and they finna do that. It was like, keep doing what you're doing.
Right.
I was like, what?
Some of it's business and some of it I knew them.
Okay.
So some of them was business, you feel me? Paper,
Right.
business.
Right.
Some of it, I actually know them and fuck with them and we put together like that. Relationships is better than the bad, but don't never forget that it take money to make money, though. You know what I'm saying?
Always. What is real Houston shit? What is that?
Real Houston shit is slabs.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Just coming down, just keeping it player.
Right.
You know what I mean? Being about your paper, not really worried about what nobody else got going on.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Just riding through the night on your shit.
K100 Radio.
You might not need the same type of attention or detailed work that I would.
Right.
So, you know, a lot of that be confusing even as an artist because I'm looking at you like, man, this man is doing it. He has like all this. And then I try to imitate it. But I imitate it at a horrible fail.
Right.
And it comes at a cost of my pocket.
Right.
I see the sauce, but I don't know the power source, this power in the soup.
Right.
Two cities can't claim the same.
They promote and market albums, mixtapes, singles, and videos. MidwestMixtapes.com. They can get you on DJ conference calls, blogs, and email blasts. MidwestMixtapes.com. They work with several magazines, college radio campaigns, and street teams in multiple cities.
What's good? This is Kelby Cannon, publisher of Making It Magazine, here to let all my independent artists, producers, and DJs know about MakingItMag.com. Not only are we Atlanta's #1 magazine for the urban music industry, but we're a national platform that provides real opportunities, real exposure, and real industry connection. Just log on to MakingItMag.com. Sign up for your membership and start submitting music to get booked on major shows, magazine features, radio interviews, sponsorships, and more great opportunities. That's MakingItMag.com. Doing dope stuff for dope artists. 10 years strong.
K100 Radio, giving you the best hip-hop and R&B mixes.
It's going down.
Here's another exclusive interview on K100 Radio. You are tuned into K100 Radio, hip-hop and R&B.
What up, though? You know the drill.
K100, you bad.
What's happening? K100 Radio, I'm your host, Blizzum. This is another direct line interview on K100 Radio. I've been away for a minute. I've been very, very, very busy with another grind. Turn this background music down a little bit. Get this down to a normal level. Been on the grind, man, doing some creative work. Being in a creative space, working with someone, executive producing a project and everything, editing, doing videos and all kind of stuff. But, we got to pause and chill and get back on the grind. You feel me? And get back to our K100 Radio hustle. You know what I'm talking about, for real. All right, so we're not gonna do any delays or anything. We're gonna go ahead and jump right into it. Today we're talking to the homie KONRAD ROW. All right, the homie KONRAD ROW is rocking out with us over here at K100 Radio. I'm getting ready to bring him on the air right now. Hey, yo, KONRAD, what's good, fam?
Yo, salute. How you doing?
What's going on, man? Welcome to the show. What's good with you, bro?
Well, it's been a long time coming, since the last time we talked.
I know, right?
I think it's been like 5, 6 years.
I know, man.
And I mean, but since then, I've been seeing you doing your thing, man. I've been seeing you, like really on your hustle, man.
Yeah,
so
man.
Congratulations to you. I tip my hat off to you.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you for rocking with me, for real, though. So what I always like to do is just kind of just chill for a minute, you know what I'm saying? Just take a pause real quick. And I want you to go ahead and tell everybody who we rock with, man. Introduce yourself to our listening audience right now on K100 Radio, fam. You got it. Go ahead and tell everybody who we rocking with, bro.
All right. I'm like, well, this your boy KONRAD ROW. You know what I'm saying? I'm originally from Albany, New York. I'm a journalist/host out of Los Angeles, California. My brand is confidential. I mean, for those who know and for those who don't know, it's confidential. It's based out of it's based out of Los Angeles, California, and just trying to do things. And we rocking with K100 Radio.
Absolutely, fam. All right, so when I first, a lot of times because oftentimes when we do direct line interviews and everything on K100 Radio, you feel me? Like most of the time, it's like a music artist, and we're playing their music and we're talking to them and everything. But you got other things going on. You're a host, so I guess the first question is like, because you've got your own platform. I looked it up. You got like your own show. You do interviews. You do everybody. Kind of. I want to ask you personally, like, what made you want to rock with us over at K100 Radio? What made you want to say, well, yeah, I know I'm a host. I know I got my own show and everything, but I want to talk to this particular, this particular outlet.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, the truth is that actually you was actually one of my first interviews as an artist.
Mm-hmm.
And since I know that I do music in the background, like with my soundtracks, like that's why I reached out to you. You know what I'm saying? To give you the scoop.
Right.
On how and where it came from. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's
exactly. Well, I mean, I appreciate that, man. It's cool to see people that we've rocked with in other aspects because, and then artists kind of graduate and do other things. You feel what I'm saying? Like get into other lanes and do other things, man. That's commendable. So tell me about that transition. Like you said, the first time that you met me, all right, you was an artist. You did an interview on K100 Radio. But what made you kind of jump over into everything that you got going on right now? What was the catalyst to make you kind of cross over?
Well, it happened all in Los Angeles, California. Like I went to go drop like a late single, and I wind up losing everything.
Oh, wow.
I wound up losing everything. Like, yeah, I mean, but mind you, like on my way to Los Angeles, like I traveled from New York to Los Angeles on a bus, and mind you, I had everything.
Right.
And I was already interviewing people because my TikTok was popping. Like I was doing numbers on TikTok. And then I got to LA and I lost everything. I lost my heat press. I lost my CD duplicator. I lost my printer. Like I lost everything. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to take it to the streets. And that's how I became the man in the streets in LA. Mm-hmm. And it started, I ain't going to lie, like it started simple. Like at first it was, I would go out and I would hang my flyers on the trains.
Right.
That's how it started at first. And then I tried giving the cards to the people. Then it went from that to trying to give the cards to the people. And it went from that to I would just throw my cards anywhere. So if you see them, you see them. If you don't, you don't, but you're still going to see it. And I just got into that guerrilla mentality. And then I got picked up by oh my gosh, what is the name of this? It's on the tip of my tongue. Not K1. It's Travis. The radio station that I'm talking about. Travis Smiley owns it.
Okay.
Travis Smiley owns it. And I got picked up by that radio station because of the promotion I was doing, and not only that, I was hosting shows. You know what I'm saying? So,
right.
So just out of all of that, I'm sorry, to be winded because it's a lot of events that happen, but just to get to the nitty gritty, it's just a whole bunch of events that happen that turned me into a journalist. Right.
Well, listen, man. No, we here because we want to hear like the whole story. You feel what I'm saying? And we want to hear how everything transpired because, like when we start this interview out, and you say, well, you first met me as an artist, and I'm like, okay, but we when we got when people book direct line interviews and we say, okay, hey, send us this information, and then we get the EPK, we get the bio, we get everything, and I open it up and I'm like, wait a minute, this is something completely different from what, you know what I'm saying? He's a host, he's got these other stuff going on. I was like, we got to make sure we touch on that and just explain how that happens, because it's a story and it's part of your story. And it's the same thing with me. Like people be like, I seen you last time I saw you, you was on the stage rapping. Now you doing that? Like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? And people, it's an interesting story. And I like to see, hear the whole full facts about how people make that transition, because everybody has that moment, fam. Like you said, you lost some things. You went out there on your hustle. You was doing this. You had that. You lost equipment. You lost, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, it forces you to change. My grind personally wasn't necessarily forced in that manner, but it doesn't make it, nonetheless, once you change, it's always a reason and a story behind everybody's change. And I like to hear it. You know what I'm saying? Straight from the mouth. That's what we're doing. You know what I'm saying? Over here on K100 Radio. Now you from New York, right? You know what I'm saying? You from New York. Mm-hmm. All right. So let's talk about that. Let's talk about that grind. And you from New York. Now you in LA. Like, let's talk about that transition from East to West Coast. And it's not about, beefing nothing. It's like just those are two completely different worlds. Like, how did you kind of fit your hustle, being that you from New York and everything, and now you in LA? Like, what were some things that you kind of ran across when you was like, damn, if I was back home upstate or whatever, it wouldn't even be like this. But you know what I'm saying? You are in LA now. Give us a little bit about that struggle going from New York to LA, and then the hustle and all that.
Well, to make it short and simple, like being from Albany, New York, like I took the ground. I took the ground in 2008 as a cameraman. You know what I'm saying? I became a cameraman. I became a cameraman because I was an artist and I wanted to get in touch with the people. So the quickest way for me to actually tap in with my city was to become a cameraman, was to pick up some type of trade or pick up some type of talent, you know what I'm saying, that's going to benefit the people.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, so from there, that went on for a couple years. Like, it went on for a couple years. And then after that, that's when I came out as an artist. But what I did, and like, this is around the time when social media had first hit. This is around the time when Soulja Boy was blowing up crazy.
Right.
On YouTube. Yeah. So, so a couple years after that, like, I took to the ground. So instead of being on social media, which I should have been on social media, you know what I'm saying? What I did was I stayed in the streets. Mm-hmm. I stayed on the corners in my city. People sell packs and sell, sell weed or whatever they were selling. I was staying right next to them and sell my CD.
Right.
And that, and that's how that's how that kind of started. And then I wind up renting out an office that came with a downstairs stage and only paid like $150 a month. And I wound up selling that. I wound up selling the building out. I wound up selling it out in my first show, which was 75 tickets in the first week.
Right.
Which is not, something like, it's not, it's not bad, but it's an accomplishment.
Right.
So, but the thing is though, is that what I also realized is that my city didn't accept me as an artist. Like they didn't accept me for who I am. They look at me as a cameraman. And the thing is that I as a person had to accept that. Now, don't get me wrong. It's a lot of people who have brought my music. It's a lot of people who have spent $1, $2, $3, $5
right.
for my music and even my merch. You know what I'm saying? Which I appreciate that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But they didn't look at me. They didn't look at me how I look at. How I was presenting myself.
Right.
So what I did was I uprooted myself and I went to other places. I touched Atlanta, Atlanta accepted me, you know what I'm saying? But but that wasn't the spot for me to flourish as a person. And then from Atlanta, when I went to LA, you know what I'm saying? I wound up getting in fights. I damn near almost died out there. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is, though, is that after all of that, LA is the place that embraced me the most. Like, they embraced my personality. I embraced them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it's just, it's just something about LA that draws me to it. You know what I'm saying? And that's exactly why Los Angeles will always be a second home. And I'm not gonna lie. I started as an artist in LA. Like, I didn't start off as a host. I didn't start off as a journalist. I started off as an artist, and I was performing. But once I realized, like, and this was the breaker for me in LA. Once I realized how hard it is to tap into the industry in LA, that's when I kind of backed up. Like, okay, like, this is gonna be a challenge. Like New York and LA, you know, you can go to like a networking event, you know, tap into one person. You know, the industry is kind of small. So once you tap into one person, you tap into all of them. New York and Atlanta is like that. You know what I'm saying? But LA is not like that. You really got to know somebody to get connected. So when I left LA, I took that challenge. So when I went back with the single. I was wearing my headphones. I was like, yeah, I'm ready. That's when I lost everything, and my whole world shifted.
Right.
My whole world shifted, and that's when I started doing guerrilla marketing, and then that's when I ran into what's his name? That's when I ran into Master P.
Okay.
That's when I ran into him. I ran into him in Compton. That's when I ran into YG Mother in Compton, and then that's when I ran into Alonzo Williams, the real Alonzo Williams.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Who Dr. Dre was DJing for. I mean, I ran into the real one, and then I started branding. For him. You know what I'm saying? I became a front runner, a brander for him. So, and then just the whole guerrilla marketing. And then not only that, that's when I came back to New York City. You know what I'm saying? I mean, because I was still in the streets. So, and I came back to New York City, and then I started scamming. Right. And then once I started that, and just in the mix of that, it was this TV show. It was this TV show called Build Series. And then from there, that's when I saw Master P again for the second time. And on live set, I asked that man a question, and I said, "Long time no see. It's good to see you." He said, "It's good to see you too." Real talk, and that is what made me that is what turned me into a journalist that day when I was sitting in that TV show and all them celebrities was embracing me.
Right.
Real
so
talk.
It's always a moment. It's always a moment. It's always that one moment when you're doing this. It's always that one moment where it's just like, yo, you know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, you know, that was that turning point. And I always like to listen to these stories and hear it. So, you know, let me ask you this. So now you're on the journalist side. You started as an artist, and me and you have a similar story. You know what I'm saying? I started as an artist, and I'm still an artist. Like, I'm still a creative. I actually just jumped back, you know, fully into my whole creative mode and everything. But with that being said, you have to understand that once you do cross over, you do start to realize some things about yourself, about artists and period. Yeah. So when you decided to jump over and you decided to go into media, promoter, all of this stuff, and you was an artist, what were the things that you realized in that role? Because there was a lot of them once I created K100 Radio, there was a lot of things that I realized that I was doing wrong as an artist. Well, a lot of instances, a lot of interactions, a lot of things I wish I could take back because now I see it from this seat. You feel what I'm saying? Now I see it from sitting in this particular position. And there was a lot of interactions and my outlook and attitude about a lot of things that I would have went back and said, you know what? Yeah, I was kind of looking at that crazy. Give me some things that you realize now that you're a host, that you media, that you know that you didn't realize when you was an artist and you was like, damn, I was tripping. You know what I'm saying? Like I was tripping. Go ahead.
Well, number one, I'm gonna just throw it out there. I'm kind of baffled by this question because that's a good question. Yo, but number one, I should have listened. Mm-hmm. Real talk. Number one, I should have listened. Number two, I shouldn't have act like that I had it all because I didn't have it all. Mm-hmm. Number three, you know something like number three, It still has something to do with listening, but you know what I'm saying. But when my PR manager was talking to me, you know what I'm saying. I should have listened and I should have took heed. You know what I'm saying, to what she was really saying, because what she was really saying, you know, it put me on the path that I am on today. Number 4, being prepared for shows. You know, like not doing things at the last minute. You know, number 5, taking into account of the appearance. You know, the of appearance, because you are your brand and you are your business. So you got to represent your brand and your business. At the best expectations as possible.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Also number 6. Number 6 is taking my business serious. And you know what I'm saying, not just agreeing just to anything. And you know what I'm saying, and understanding my worth, that my worth is more important, you know what I'm saying, than anything else.
Right, exactly. I like all of those answers, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Especially the first one, you started out with listen, like first and foremost, like I should have listened, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Like I should have listened to like the people who were trying to advise me. I should listen to my PR, which if you had a PR manager, then I'm pretty sure you was paying that person, or hopefully, or something. You know, why would you not listen to that person? But it's like and I'll take it a step further. Like, I think the one thing that I learned, and I think any independent artist that may be listening to this should take heed, as somebody who is also an artist, producer, creative, but who actually created a platform that's accomplished a lot with K100 Radio. You know what I'm saying? We're not the biggest thing, but we've accomplished a lot. We're an award-winning broadcast. We're known all over the globe because we've been doing it for a long time. Even though we may not be as big as your favorite podcast, we are what we are. And I say that to say this.
Yeah.
I think one of the biggest lessons that I actually learned was when you're on the artist side, it's all about you. You think you think your music is the most important thing in the world. And what you have to realize when you're stepping to someone that's in a position that has a platform, where there be the host of a show, a podcast, anybody that's doing radio. When you step to those people, you have to understand that, one, they have a protocol. Follow it. Whatever they tell you, when you reach out to them, and they tell you, listen, this is how I accept music submission, whatever. You don't say, well, you don't take it upon yourself to say, well, I don't necessarily do it like that. I don't give a fuck what you do. This is my platform.
Yeah.
This is how we do it. This is how we run it. And I don't give a fuck how you feel about it. Now you're either gonna follow what we're talking about. You're gonna pay out our fees or whatever, or you're not gonna rock with us. Whether you think it's over expensive, whether you think that open mic is not worth it, whether you think that internet radio station ain't, it doesn't fucking matter. It's not your shit. So all you gotta do is, at that point, all you gotta do is say, okay, thank you for the information, and if you're gonna pay it, rock with it, do it, follow the protocol, you are. If not, get the fuck on, keep it moving. Secondly, you have to understand that everybody that has a platform is inundated with not just your music, but maybe, depending on the popularity of the platform, possibly tens to hundreds to thousands of inquiries every week about the opportunity that the same opportunity that you're seeking, the same opportunity to get on the stage, the same opportunity to get a play, get on the playlist, the same opportunity to get a spin, the same opportunity to get an interview. They are inundated because there's always more artists than platforms. Always.
Yeah.
So I think those are the two number one things that any artist that wants to jump into the industry needs to understand. And it took me sitting in this seat. But I wasn't stupid and I wasn't egotistical, but I always felt like, they're trying to play me sometimes. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, that's just their shit. And if you don't want to rock with it, keep it pushing. And a lot of artists just simply don't understand that very simple, very simple thing. Like, it's too much for you, it's too expensive, cool, keep it pushing. But you're not gonna sit here and go back and forth with them, and there's no need for you to go out and badmouth them and say it's a scam or it's blah blah blah. If it is, still let somebody, if it's a hardcore scam, then you can say something about it. But if it's just the fact that you can't afford what they're trying to charge you for, that's not your place to call it a scam. It's just the fact that you can't fucking charge and you can't follow their protocol. Keep it pushing. I think those are the lessons that I really had to understand. But I had to sit in this seat, honestly, to really get that. For real.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And I mean, the thing is, the Blizzard, man, you know what I'm like, it really does take that, and to add on, to what you're saying, you know what I'm saying, I'm like, this is I'm gonna tell you about the turning events, about how I became independent, and I stopped chasing big platforms, and I just started creating my own lane, and how that came about is because somebody left me for dead. Like somebody, left me on scene. I was on my way to LA, right, to follow through with a contract, the contract, you know what I'm saying? The only thing is that the contract is needed to be signed, and we need to sit down about the blueprint. And I already had some ideas about the blueprint, and they had some ideas about the blueprint. I'm not gonna say the names or nothing like that, but I swear to you, no lie, I was on my way to LA, and my calls wasn't picked up. I was left on scene. I was left for dead. The real talk. And that right there, that's how I started the first tour. That's how I started my first tour, which was the 77 Days of Chaos. And I'm gonna get back to that in about 30 seconds. You know what I'm saying? But which brings me to Confidential. That's when the brand Confidential, you know what I'm saying, which caters to entertaining people, you know what I'm saying, entertaining people and giving people opportunities. You know what I'm saying? That's where the Confidential stage comes into play. You know what I'm saying? And that's where July 15th, you know what I'm saying, will Go African, will Go African Network Inc. is actually giving me control of my stage. You know what I'm saying? Where I got my own stage where, you know what I'm saying, where I got a whole bunch of artists performing. You know what I'm saying? And that's where this whole independent wave came from.
Exactly. So now, and this is a round of applause for that, because it takes a lot. It takes a lot for people to get to that point and understand all that, man. You know, and we all have our issues and our things that we went through to make us as people that maybe, because I ain't gonna lie to you, fam. It's most of the people that I meet in the media, at some point in time they were creative. That's the crazy part. Not all of them. And I don't. And honestly, bro, I'm gonna tell you some real shit, and people might take this a certain kind of way. I don't always particularly care for the ones who were never a creative, but also I understand there's a difference from the ones who were never creative and they were always media. That was their goal. You know what I'm saying? And they have a level of professionalism a lot of times that some of us don't, that are former creatives or creatives doing duality. Like, I'm a creative, I'm still a current creative and also on this platform. But I tend to, when I meet people who have never ever created anything, you know what I'm saying, but they're in media and they're allowed to give their a professional criticism and stuff like that, like the Skip Baylesses of our world. If I would tell you, you know what I'm saying, it's like, a lot of times when I talk to them, it's like, I get what you're saying, fam, but you don't really understand the other side. And I feel like it's incumbent upon people like us who start these platforms and everything, who were creatives, who former creatives or duality, doing dual roles, to just let the creatives understand that there is something that you need to learn from us. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times it's like, I don't often meet when I meet the media entertainment quote unquote people who are never creatives, I don't generally get along with them. What about you? What do you say about that? And I'm gonna get into some of this music, but what do you think about it? When I personally meet some of the ones who were never a creative, they never created anything, it's like their view is always skewed. They don't really understand at all the other side of the coin. Where the people who have, they get at least they can sympathize and understand what it's like to have a dream. You know what I'm saying? And but that was their dream, and they made it there. But they don't understand what it's like being a creator and an artist. What do you think about that?
Well, it's simple. Like it's just like it's just like my homie Sig Doggy Loc used to tell me. He used to tell me it's like that's like trying to that is like in his words. That is like trying to train a dog but don't know the proper procedures on how to do it. So you ain't gonna do nothing but hurt the dog.
Right.
Real talk. So Sig Doggy Loc told me that. He actually one of the headliners to the show.
Right.
So yeah.
All right.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. They just don't understand. They don't understand. They don't understand what they're doing, and it's sad.
Yeah. All right. Speaking of Sick Dog, and we'll talk about Diamond V and a lot of other people. This is K100 Radio.
You are tuned into K100 Radio, hip hop and R&B.
Right.
K100, you bastards.
And we're rocking with KONRAD ROW. You feel what I'm saying? This is a direct line interview. And if you've never been a part of our direct line interviews, welcome for the first time. Thank you very much for joining us. It's a direct conversation with our guest. And we're going to get into a little bit of music because you said you got a show coming up and you sent me some music. That's why I was confused. Because when you responded, when you booked the interview and you sent music, and I was like, okay, you know what I'm saying? I'm thinking it's you. Obviously, why would I not? If you know the nature of our broadcast and the nature of our direct line interview series, generally only artists book this because it's like we play the music and stuff like that, and so artists want to come over here and get the interview and get the dual media coverage, get the spin and get the interview. Is what we got going on. We've been doing it for a while. Check us out. But I realized this wasn't your music. After a minute, I was like, "This is not this nigga. This nigga's not this nigga. Who is this? What is he sending me?" And so at that point, I have to go back and open up the whole EPK, because generally I just have to open up the email. And the artist is like, yo, here's my joints. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got to go through all that. We're going to have a conversation. I'm going to get to know you on air. But then I had to open up the whole EPK and be like, what the fuck? Who is this? I know he don't sing. What the fuck is this? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Why is he sending me these other people's music? Because now I'm thinking about, do I have to contact him and understand let him know how this goes again? But okay, so now we understand that you're a media. You got a show coming up. You've got artists that you're helping to put on. You got a platform. And you sent me some of the artists that you're highlighting and working with. You sent me some of their music, correct?
Yes.
That's how this is going for people who normally watch direct line interviews. And you're like, so we're not hearing none of his music. He ain't fucking send me no music to him. It's not why we're here today. Everybody, y'all follow us. All right. So let's get into some of this music that you sent me, fam. You know what I'm saying? Also, hold on. Let me check my phone line, because I think I saw somebody sitting on the phone line for a minute. Hold on, Conrad. Hold on. Well, I don't know if this person wants to talk. Someone's on the phone line. I don't know if there's someone you know. Area code 862-381. Hello? Who's this?
Yeah, that's
862-381. Hello? 862-381. You're on K100 Radio. You want to talk? They may not want to talk.
Hello?
Oh, what up? What's up, fam?
Hello?
What's good? What's up? Who's this?
Yo, what's cracking?
What's good? Who's this?
What's cracking? This Sick Doggy Loc, man. You already know I'm here.
Ah, Sick. I actually did.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what?
I'm consistent.
Listen, I'm glad you actually said Sick. Sick. Say it again for me. Say your name again.
I go by Sick Doggy Loc.
Sick Doggy Loc. Guess what? I'm so glad that you called in, because I was gonna.
In the 845.
Right. Guess what? I was gonna struggle with saying the name of the artist whose song this is, but you saved my life. You saved my life. You know what I'm saying? For real. Thank you for calling in.
That's not a problem. That's what we're here for.
Absolutely. So, okay. So let's just make this. Let's do this. All right. So we're live right now. This is K100 Radio. We're doing a direct line interview with KONRAD ROW. All right. If you're watching the show live right now on YouTube, first and foremost, please subscribe to the K100 Radio page. If you're watching after the fact on YouTube or whatever, please subscribe. If you're listening on Spotify, please follow. All right. Please follow and subscribe to the platforms. But this is KONRAD ROW. Copy. We had a whole conversation. We talked about his transformation from an artist to to being a promoter, to being somebody who has a stage, who has a platform, everything. And so now he's coming over here, circling, spinning the block back to K100 Radio, where he used to send music in and do interviews as an artist. He's circling the block. He's spinning the block back. And now he got a platform, and now he's trying to help other artists get on and introduce us to other artists, all right? This is Sick Doggy Loke, and I have his song Get Low loaded up because KONRAD ROW has sent the song in for us because we like to play music over here at K100 Radio. I think I covered everything. Am I right? You know what I'm saying? Is that how it was? Yeah, okay. So, impromptu interview for Sick Doggy Loke. Where you from, homie?
I'm from Poughkeepsie, New York, man. 84 Live. That's called after 845, man. Tree City, New York. Tree City, USA. Poughkeepsie, New York. That's what we have right now.
All right. So, Conrad, how did you meet the homie? Before we play this song, how did you meet the homie? And then, on top of that, like out of all the artists that you could have sent music to us, you sent us this one and another one. Tell me why. What's going on, real quick? And we're gonna play this song.
Well, I was, it was in the middle of COVID. We was in the middle of COVID, and I was interviewing artists. And just like I said, I was interviewing artists in Albany, and I just so happened to go through my page of people who I didn't know. And I reached out to him, and that's how it went. But the reason why I picked him is because, you know what I'm saying, he has a track record, he has a resume, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, all people need is really just, you know, somebody to, you know, reach out and, you know, just pull them up. You know what I'm saying? You know, that's about it. You know what I'm saying? It's iron sharpen iron. He showed me things I don't know. I showed him things that he don't know. You know what I'm saying? You know, and that's how we come together. You know what I'm saying? We do this thing. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I picked him. And I also picked him because he's a hard worker and he's consistent and he's really serious about his craft.
All those are very good reasons. Very good reasons. All right, so listen.
Chemistry is everything, man.
It is.
Chemistry is everything.
It is.
It's like chemistry, man. It doesn't lie. You feel me? If the chemistry is right, everything gonna work out. You feel me? So, you know, working with Conrad, you know, since I met him on the first interview for Confidential, you know, it was like the chemistry was right from the very beginning. You know what I'm saying? And we just stayed in touch. We kept supporting each other. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, doing what we got to do as far as our craft goes. And we've been patient and humble, and it's paying off for us right now.
All right. So with that being said, I want you guys to go, Conrad, Sick Doggy Loke, you guys decide who wants to take the cue. But we're going to get somebody give us a segue into this Get Low record, and we're going to drop it. Who wants to do it? Conrad, Sick Dog, Low? Who wants to do this? Who wants the honors to segue into the record?
I think I'll do that.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I got you, Ray. I got you.
Go ahead.
This is Get Low featuring Creep Entertainment. Actually, one of the Creep Entertainment dudes is down there right now, Semi-Auto. We got Phoenix on there and Blue. It's a great song. I know y'all gonna love it, man. Go ahead. I'm gonna just let you do your thing, man. You know what I'm saying? Get loose with it.
This is K100 Radio. I am your host, Blizzum. This is a direct line interview with KONRAD ROW and also, at this particular moment, Sick Doggy Loke. My first time meeting him, first time hearing his music, but we're going to give y'all the business. This is K100 Radio. You know the drill. Subscribe. Follow. Let's get into it.
You are tuned to K100 Radio, hip hop and R&B.
Yeah, we in the club with it. Hey.
Blank Beats Production. Baby, get low. Baby, get low for me. Now drop it to the floor. Take your frustration out on me. I wanna see you get low. I wanna see you get low.
Blue boo in here, so mama, you know the Buddha near. Living souvenirs, pull dollars out of my boutonniere. Movie reel, shoot candies in Cancun. You know what it is, fuck with the kids, you can't lose. It's bad news if cousin ain't got that cash, right? Drop a bag, she make a move, call it that act, right? She act like she never seen the OG before. Say she ain't a fan of the gym, but hit the reefer though. So make your waist match my eyes, girl, and keep it low. Give me a taste of them thighs while the eagle open. Slim wavy with a bubble or a BBW. Either way, you gon' be waking naked under the covers at the last call. Get to the crib, roll a split, break your ass off. That ass off from the shea butter and bath salt. She passed out, went a few rounds and tapped out. I bounced out, hit her up when I'm back down south.
Baby, get low for me. Now drop it to the floor. Take your frustration out on me. I wanna see you get low. I wanna see you get low.
Say what your name is, cause I'm tryna get close to you. Keep doing what you're doing, bounce that booty, let me ponder on it. On every plate, let me see what them hits say. As she say go DJ, and put this song on replay. Cause I'm tryna get her home, and get in between her thighs. Make her rise with them eyes, paper planes to get high. Take that drink to ease my mind, fly with me into the sky. Disappear on cloud nine, race through time like the clouds. Hold that shit shorty, why the fuck she calling me daddy with? I slide her in like a fire ass ad lib. You tryna get it in, sexy like what the business is. We leave your red, I smack our asses like you messy bitch. Oh, you mad? Big or little, I can see the stain bloom. I got the fire from the kettle. Baby bustin' on stiletto, she put the pedal to the metal. Wrapping up all of my feathers at any time, and it's a blessing.
Baby, get low. Baby, get low for me. Now drop it to the floor. Take your frustration out on me. I wanna see you get low. I wanna see you get low.
Hold up. You said, buffer open well, make him clean a plate. Slow motion, long game like it's a date. No running, fucking match your mate. Oh, you said you got him open? Big mistake, get low, girl. Nah, I ain't trying to wait. Legs shaking hard, racing, told her put it in my face. Yeah, I like that pleasure, but girl, bring the pain. Cause it's time to put in work. Like a mission gonna be great, but hold up. Did he tell you you ain't ready for this? Her soul's awakened. Got a spirit soaring while he exploring. Convicting the flesh of the warner, cause our queens need restoring. The meeting of a dawn, hold up. But this is just a preview, cause we ain't get around to. But here's what you gon' do. Embrace this dick like everything you been do. Don't ignore it, chase dollars, girl, let me teach you.
Baby, get low. Baby, get low for me. Now drop it to the floor. Take your frustration out on me. I wanna see you get low. I wanna see you get low.
You are tuned to K100 Radio, Hip Hop and R&B. You are tuned to K100 Radio, Hip Hop and R&B.
K100, you bastards! We chopping up with the homie KONRAD ROW. KONRAD ROW, we running over time, fam. That joint right there, but that's the slider right there.
That was fire.
I rock with that one. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? That's a
Yeah, I mean, like that needs to be in the Illa Kill joint to get the real reaction. That would be fire.
But is he? I thought he said he was from New York.
Huh?
Is he from New York or L.A.? That artist. Sick Dog
He's from New York.
Goddamn. That nigga sound like he's coming. The whole shit sound like he's coming out of South Central or Compton or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Right. Yeah, that sound like one of those.
That's that upstate vibe.
Oh, that sound like some DJ Mustard beats or something. All right, we got to wrap it up. I thought I was Mustard on the track. I was like, nigga, is Mustard on the track, nigga? Y'all got them plugged in, nigga. How much that shit cost? All right, we get ready to roll out, man. I'm gonna end it with the other record, and because of time purposes, we got to get the fuck out of here. All right, so
okay.
All right, we got the other one because we've been talking and I lost track of time. All right, so we got another record, and we'll end the show with that. But before we get ready to end the show with this Rome record, and before you introduce that one, real quick, give everybody like all the information about how they can contact you, and if they want to get down with your platform, if they want to get an interview, everything that you got going on, real quick, fam. I need you to give out social media, websites, everything, fam. You got it.
Okay, all right. Well, if you want to contact me, all you got to do is just type in the real KONRAD ROW all across the board. You know, I'm always on the trains. I'm always in people's cities as far as like Philly, Atlanta, LA, I'm Cleveland. I'm always everywhere around, so you can catch me. And not only that, I got my membership cards. You know what I'm saying? That I'm selling for $5. You know, electronical business cards too. At that. And not only that, the last thing for me to say, you know what I'm saying, is you can catch me in Harlem, July 15th. I'm hosting on the confidential stage at the Go African Carnival. My four headliners. I got Juice Hit. Yeah, I got Juice Hidden, and Lazarus opening. I got who else? I got Diamond V. I got Sig Doggy Loke, and last but not least, I got the Zoo Bosses. That's actually under Wu-Tang management. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So catch me July 15th by 125th. And the last song we're getting ready to get into is Diamond Z. And she's actually over in Ghana right now. And she'll actually be back real soon. So you definitely want to catch her in Harlem July 15th.
Absolutely,
Real
man.
KONRAD ROW. Yeah.
All right, man. Well, listen, thank you for chopping it up with me. It's been a great conversation. I hope independent artists can kind of listen to this particular interview. If you know anybody that's an independent artist, you know what I'm saying, maybe they should take a listen to this and understand, two sides of the game. You know what I mean? Two sides of the game. It's a lot going on when you have these platforms. And listen, we understand a lot of independent artists like to, I don't want to call it cap, and I don't want to call it flexing.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of independent artists do chase the big platforms, and rightfully so. You want to be on the platforms that's going to give you millions of views with one interview. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? But what every independent artist has to understand is the level of difficulty it gets to get to those, as opposed to some of the other platforms. And so my thing is, what independent artists need to take away from this conversation is all of the big platforms want to know what you've done on the smaller platforms before they put you on their big platform.
Yeah. Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I mean, but I watched you though.
So. I don't understand, man.
I did. Bro, I watched you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Real talk, you my inspiration, bro.
I appreciate that.
Real talk, you definitely one of the people, you know what I'm saying, who've been in this game and who've been grinding for a while, bro. I watched you, bro, transition into a lot of things, bro.
Thank you.
Hey, man. Yeah, I mean, you over here, I'm over here doing all this talking, and you doing all this talking, and you don't even know, bro. I've been watching you.
Well, listen,
You know
I
what I'm
appreciate
saying?
it. I appreciate that, fam. And you know what? It's real cool. I love. There's been people that say that, but guess what? Let me tell you some real shit, Conrad. There's a lot of people that tell me that. You're not the first person to tell me that. I'm not gonna sit here and cap, because it's gonna people like, nigga, I said that. Yeah, yes, okay, yes. There's other people that have said that to me, and they'd be like, nigga, you the reason why I started doing what I'm doing. And I'm like, cool, but they don't book interviews with us and say that on the air.
Yeah,
it's a difference. So I really appreciate it. Yeah, they'll tell me that while we sitting in the VIP at an event. They'll tell me that when they see me and they dap me up at some music industry networking event. They'll be like, you the reason why I started my music review. You the reason why I started my podcast or whatever. And I'm like, thank you. But they don't say that. They definitely don't say it on out loud and tag me, and they definitely don't book an interview and come on the air and say it. So there's a difference. So I sincerely appreciate it. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
There's a
you
difference.
already know, bro. You gotta get your flowers somehow, somewhere, bro.
There's a difference, and I accept them all. All right, before we roll out, as we roll out, I'm by the way, I'm adding. Tell Sig Doggy Loke I'm adding it to the rotation on K100 Radio. No questions asked. He doesn't have to call in. He doesn't have to do ill or kill. He gets to skip the whole process and just get put into our rotation, because you know why? Because he fucking called into this show tonight to support the people that's supporting him. That's why, Sick Doggy Loke. That's why I'm adding you to the rotation at K100 Radio, literally as we speak. Matter of fact, because it's only like a fucking click of a button for me while I'm sitting right here. Let me just do it right now while I'm literally on the air, and pull you over to the rotation bin, to my independent artist bin. Here you go. And now you'll be played on K100 Radio in rotation. That was easy, right? Okay, you know what I'm saying? Shit was hella easy. You know what I'm saying? It's fucking hella easy. And sometimes it's just that easy. Sometimes it's just about supporting people that support you, fam. So shout out to Sick Doggy Loke. I like that record. It was I liked it personally. The mixing and mastering on it was dope. I liked how it sounds. So Conrad, let's see. It's the last one. I'll contact you separately and see if I'm gonna add this Diamond V, because after this I gotta sign off. But give me a segue to Diamond V, to the record. It's called Highway. Let me know what's going on, and then we're gonna sign off and play this record, fam. You got it.
Yeah, Diamond V. Yo, this is Diamond V. Yo, incredible person. She got an incredible character. The reason why I picked her to be a headliner, you know what I'm saying, for the show is because at the end of the day, she has an incredible voice and she's so humble. Yo, real talk. So check out her song Highway, for real. She's gonna be on the Confidential stage July 15th.
All right, man. Yo, I ain't gonna lie to you, fam. I'm interested in that stage, but that's literally the week of my anniversary, so I won't be available. I'll be in Punta Cana, nigga. Yeah. I'll be in the DR. I'll be in the DR. So I can't attend your event. You know what I'm saying? But man, tag me in some footage. You know what I'm saying? But nigga, I ain't gonna be there.
I got you. I'll be down there. Don't worry about it. We're gonna have a lot more interviews. Don't even worry about it. Don't worry. I got a lot of things coming up. And real talk, I got the King Lee tour coming that's actually starting the fall of 2023.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so don't even worry about it.
All right.
I'll be down there. Don't worry about it.
For sure. Diamond V, Highway, KONRAD ROW, direct line interview. Subscribe, follow. You know the drill.
You are tuned to K100 Radio, hip hop and R&B.
Uh-oh. The Diamond V record won't play. Hold on a second. Let me do it again. Hold on. What's the problem with the Diamond V record? Is there a problem? Hold on a second, Conrad.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on. Let me get the Diamond V record.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the Diamond V record, let me pull you back up. The Diamond V record is having some technical difficulty. It's giving me some issues with the MP3 version. It could be an encoding issue. You know what I'm saying? When it got encoded.
Okay.
All right, so we're just going to skip that. My bad, Diamond V. I wanted to hear that record. That was a perfect segue. We was going to ride out into the sunset, nigga. All right. You know what? I'll just bring Sick Doggy Loke back. I'll play them back to back, and we'll end it on that. Check out your normally when that happens, bro, it may be the file type or something like the encoding on it could be a little bit error. I see it now. I didn't even look at it because I thought it was 100. But yeah, it's giving me the question marks, which means it's probably some with the encoding of it. So recheck your MP3s on that one. All right. We'll just end it with Sick Doggy Loke again. And that's how we gonna ride out. All right, and then get me that Diamond V record. I want to hear it, okay? All right.
I got you.
All right. Back to the East Side, West Side, Sick Doggy Loke, K100 Radio.
You are tuned to K100 Radio, hip hop and R&B.
Yeah, we in the club with it. Hey.
Blank Beats Production.
Baby, get low for me. Now drop it to the floor. Take your frustration out on me. I wanna see you get low. I wanna see you get low.
Blue in here, so mama, you know the Buddha near. Living souvenirs, pull dollars out of my boutonniere. Movie real, shoot candies in Cancun. You know what it is, fuck with the kids, you can't lose. It's bad news if cousin ain't got that cash, right? Drop a bag, she make a move, call it that act, right? She act like she never seen the OG before. Say she ain't a fan of the gym, but hit the reefer though. So make your waist match my eyes, girl, and keep it low. Give me a taste of them thighs while the eagle open. Slim wavy with a bubble or a BBW. Either way, you gon' be waking naked under the covers at the last call. Get to the crib, roll a split, break your ass off. That ass off from the shea butter and bath salt. She passed out, went a few rounds and tapped out. I bamped out, hit her up when I'm back down south.
Baby, get low for me. Now drop it to the floor. Take your frustration out on me.